सर मोदी जी ने व्यापारियों के लिए बहुत सारी गवर्नमेंट स्कीम निकाली है.
So what do you do?
आई एम सी अंकुश एंड आई एम फाउंडर ऑफ अ फिनटेक कंपनी कॉल्ड eMSME.
What does eMSME do?
सर मोदी जी ने व्यापारियों के लिए बहुत सारी गवर्नमेंट स्कीम निकाली है और व्यापारियों को उनके खुद के हक पता नहीं है. हम मार्केट प्लेस हैं जो उनको उनका हक से अवगत कराते हैं और वो बेनिफिट दिलवाते हैं.
कैसे आप MSME को उनको अपनी गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स दिलवाते हैं?
सर 4 सिंपल स्टेप हैं. उसका उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन सर्टिफिकेट होता है, वो डालना है. उसको जितनी भी स्कीम उसके लिए बनी है वो आ जाती है. उसको डॉक्यूमेंट प्रिपेयर कराना, या तो अपने चार्टर अकाउंटेंट की हेल्प लेके प्रिपेयर कराना है, अप्लाई करना है, उसके अकाउंट में बेनिफिट आ जाता है.
तो आप इसमें पैसा कैसे कमाते हैं?
सर जैसे ही MSME के अकाउंट में पैसा ट्रांसफर होता है उसके बाद ही हम उससे फीस मांगते हैं, और वो भी मैक्सिमम 3% ऑफ द अमाउंट रिसीव, और वो हमारे चार्टर अकाउंटेंट पार्टनर, अवेलमेंट एक्सपर्ट और प्लेटफॉर्म फीस के नाम पे डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो जाते हैं.
तो यानी उनको कोई भी ओवरहेड स्टार्टिंग से है ही नहीं?
बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. MSME बढ़ेगा तभी देश बढ़ेगा. उसी थीम के साथ नेशन बिल्डिंग के लिए काम कर रहे हैं.
Guys, go and upload your documents and all the necessary things that are required so that you can get your subsidy that you deserve.
Hello and welcome all our business owners. आज का एक और ये सेशन आपके लिए specifically to cover the concept on sustainable growth. What is sustainable growth is something we would like to hear with our veteran expert over here. Before that, I would like to specifically mention that we are delighted to be hosting this webinar in association with Indian Chambers of Commerce. It's a premier national chamber headquartered in Kolkata with a legacy of over 100 years. ICC plays a vital role in strengthening industry, trade, and economic collaborations across India. Thank you, ICC, for collaborating with us on this topic, as we would love to share these insights with all our MSME friends. I, Shweta Bhadouria, CEO and Head of Technology at Actionable Fintech, would be hosting this event and would love to host Mr. R. Srinivasan, who is a director of AIRA Consulting, which is a consulting firm exclusively focused on SMEs, and is also the chairman, Western Region MSME Committee of Indian Chambers of Commerce. As a part of this, he constantly engages with industry leaders and professionals to provide policy suggestions to the government. Welcome to this webinar, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So, sustainable growth and profitable growth is something that every MSME looks for. We have always seen that any kind of growth graph, if you want, you need a right input, right coach. This session is meant to be that catalyst. And to start with, first, we would like to hear, sir, from you. How do you define sustainable growth and profitable growth for an MSME in the current business landscape?
Thank you, Shweta. Thank you, eMSME. And of course, ICC is our organization. So I shouldn't thank my own organization for this. But a lot of people have worked behind this scene for this seminar. सस्टेनेबल ग्रोथ आजकल क्या है, सस्टेनेबिलिटी करके वो अलग डिस्कशन शुरू हो जाता है, ESG, सस्टेनेबिलिटी. So I would much rather prefer a statement called, profitable growth. I'm not taking away environment, stability, sustainability, governance, all that stuff I'm not taking away. But at an MSME level, what is more important is sustainable growth, not sustainable, profitable growth, which is, are you growing year on year? And is your profit increasing? And I'll tell you why I'm saying what I'm saying. Many times, we get clients who say, sir, hum log to grow kar rahe hain. So when we look at a P&L, the profit is not there. The profit is, the profit is same regardless of the turnover. So when you are saying that, what has happened is your expenses have in any case grown, right? Are you growing faster than your expenses, right? So the profitable growth is every year while your turnover is growing, your profit should also grow. You cannot cut costs as you grow. You cannot cut costs. You cannot, of course, there is a whole discussion on efficiency. If you are able to find some time during this course, we'll talk about it. But the most important definition that we would like to see is your top line is growing and your bottom line is growing.
Right.
If one of things is not happening, there is a serious problem in the business, and you should sort of sit back, reflect as to where is the problem. So that is a fundamental definition around which we sort of work.
Yeah, and like you rightly said, profitable hoga tabhi sustain kar payenge. If you are not able to make it profitable, there is no sustainability.
Absolutely.
So considering this, what are the top 3 challenges that prevent MSME to achieving this consistent, profitable growth?
So it's an interesting question. In the sense, why don't MSMEs grow after a point in time, right? So many times we see, कंपनी का टर्नओवर 13 करोड़ है, फिर अगले साल 12.80 है, फिर थोड़ा बहुत कुछ आता है, फिर 13.10 है, फिर अगेन इट कम्स बैक टू 12.75. So it is range bound. The owner also knows that I am range bound and I am not able to grow further, right? There are two reasons why they don't grow. One is either the MSME chooses not to grow. That's a little counterintuitive, and I'll explain what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Or he's not growing despite the best efforts. Now, there are reasons why MSME chooses not to grow. One is he says, अभी 13 करोड़ का धंधा है, 50 लाख रुपया घर में आता है, इससे ज्यादा क्या करना चाहिए? I don't want to do further because I don't have a second line. My son is not interested, or I have two daughters, they are all married and settled in the US. I am also pushing 65, 68, 40 साल से धंधा कर लिया, अभी आगे नहीं करना है. So this is a mindset that people have, right? So it's sort of mentally retired to the state that अब जितना दिन चलेगा उतने दिन चलेगा, उसके बाद इसको बंद कर दें. So I don't want to stress beyond this. That is one. Number two is the business, if it grows beyond him, 13 से 15 गया, 17 गया, 18 गया, he is not able to manage. Number of customers बढ़ जाते हैं, number of operations बढ़ जाते हैं, products complexity बढ़ जाती है, quality का issues शुरू हो जाता है, customer says you are not delivering on time. So generally there are too many operational issues. So he says इतना नहीं संभाल सकते हैं. So as long as I keep it under my radar, I am okay with it. इससे ज़्यादा बढ़ूंगा तो I will have problems. I don't want to do it. So again, suddenly some customer will come from a different city, उसको संभालना पड़ेगा, फिर है वो customer संभालना पड़ेगा. I have to increase workers will संभालना पड़ेगा. I don't want to do it. ये 10, 15, 40 लोग हैं, इनको मैं संभाल सकता हूँ. I have one gala, I can manage it. I can manage it visually. So those are two reasons why MSMEs choose not to grow beyond a point. But there are MSMEs who says, I want to grow, but I'm not growing, right? Now, the first test is your top line growing? Your top line is sort of stagnated, right? Then there is one thing that you must check. MSMEs by and large are very hardworking people. I meet everyday people. Yesterday morning, I had a meeting at Vasai. That guy says, मैं माहिम में रहता हूँ, मैं वसई जाता हूँ, मैं 8:30 बजे घर से निकलता हूँ, मैं 10:30 बजे पहुँचता हूँ, इधर से 10:30, 9 बजे निकलता हूँ, उसके बाद मैं घर पे 11 बजे पहुँच. तो this he does for 6 days a week, and I find incredibly hardworking people. But they don't, the sales is not growing up. Why? The reason is the strategy that you used has played out. उसका गेम खत्म हो गया. You need a new strategy, fundamentally a new strategy for you to start looking at new sales, new opportunities. That is not seen, that is not visible. It's not that he cannot see. I mean, to be fair to the MSME, many of them are very, very well educated. I keep telling this, we recruit MBAs from good colleges as in our project team. So I keep working hard on breaking this myth that MSME Lala company nahi hai bhai. That was 70s, 80s. Today it is not. Most of them are better educated than you are. Right? Many of them have got foreign education. Many of them have worked in very, very large organizations before they came in here. Many of them have done very, very good educationally, experience-wise. It's not that they don't know. It's just that they're not able to extricate themselves from the business and say, boss, I have to do something. They're all very well traveled. They attend many seminars, they attend all the exhibitions. They know where the industry is going. They know where the technology is going. So I would give them a lot of credit for the understanding of the world and understanding of where the technology is going. But they are not able. मैं यहाँ से निकल नहीं पाता हूँ सर. So if आप यहाँ से निकलोगे नहीं तो कौन बढ़ाने वाला है धंधा? So that is where they are stuck, and that is where the problem starts. The fact is, MSMEs don't stagnate. Many people come and tell me, sir, we have stagnated. मैं बोला, सर आप झूठ बोल रहे हैं. Don't mind my saying this. आप stagnate नहीं हो सकते. Large company का luxury है stagnation. MSME either grows or declines. क्योंकि आपका कॉस्ट लाइन तो बढ़ ही रहा है ना. पिछले साल से तो 10% तो कॉस्ट बढ़ ही गया आपका. तो आपका टॉप लाइन वहीं पर है, तो बॉटम लाइन तो घट गया ना 10% तो. Simple ganit hai. So you are not stagnating at all. You are either growing or you are declining.
Or declining.
If your top line has stagnated, which means you have declined. One simple test you should do. You look at your volumes of last year versus this year. If the volumes have stayed or gone down, but your top line has remained there, which means you have actually lost business. क्योंकि प्राइस आपका थोड़ा 19-20 बढ़ा हुआ है, तो प्राइस बढ़ गया, आपका वॉल्यूम घट गया है, so that means you're declining. Recognize the fact that you're declining and then start working on it. So that is the first step, is your top line growing. The second is, my top line is growing, but my bottom line is going down, which means there is an inefficiency in the system. You are either, doing something grossly wrong at the direct cost level or at the indirect cost level. Offhand, I will not be able to tell you, but if you look at the P&L, it is very easy to figure out. I'll give you an example. We have a customer whose gross margin is 80%, makes some very, very niche products, right? His PAT is 4%. So you manage to erode 76% of your margin. क्या कर रहे हो आप? Either you have
heavy expenses.
Your expenses, your employee expenses are beyond your. So you look at your average companies, your peer companies, your, उनका 8% है, आप 17%, 80%, 18% पे बैठे हो, कैसे चलेगा? You need to look at every line item in the P&L and say, where is my inefficiency? I keep telling this to my all my customers. I said, sir, every inefficiency in the system is less money to your account. It's a personal money. You have put money. You, your father, your uncle, whoever, your family, friends have put money into this business. This money comes back to you. Whether you are in a partnership firm, proprietary firm, private limited firm, this money comes up to you. Every money, every rupee that you lose to inefficiency is a money that you have taken less home. If you start looking at it that way, you will start evaluating, why is this operation inefficient? Why am I allowing this inefficiency? Once you start looking at it, putting little effort, the cycle changes.
Right.
So you should start looking at top line and bottom line for a sustained growth.
Great. So just to understand, now I've understood. Risk appetite was something we have known people don't want to take. Now people don't want to increase their stress appetite also. As in, the first part of the people who don't want to grow is they don't want to go the rest stress appetite, and those who want to grow are not doing something different that is being expected from their strategy.
Absolutely. No, essentially they have stopped re-looking at their strategy. What they were doing up till now worked. तो आप 0 से 15 करोड़ तक आ गए, 18 करोड़ तक आ गए, 20 करोड़ तक आ गए, whatever, 30 करोड़ तक आ गए. इसके आगे आप ग्रो नहीं कर रहे हैं, because your strategy is over. उसका गेम खत्म हो गया. You have to change the game.
Right.
That is where the issues start.
Right. I'll just take a moment. So all the business owners who are attending this session right now, Srinivas ji, or I would like to refer him as Srini now. Srini ji has requested if we can make it more conversational. While we have a list of questions that we have collated from our discussion with MSMEs, this forum is open for you to ask questions at any point. We don't have to wait for the end of the session for raising your questions. Please post it through the Q&A section or chat. किसी में भी आप post कीजिए. We'll pick it up as the flow is moving ahead. Okay. So now that we have defined क्यों नहीं हो पाता growth, क्या prioritize करना चाहिए, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए. So can you share a successful roadmap example? मतलब just to make it a little bit more visible. Can you share some successful roadmap example from your consulting experience? How things change?
Okay. So I'll give you an example. Post-COVID, and I'll talk to you about a chemical company. Obviously, I will not name them for confidentiality reasons.
Sure.
There is a chemical company. Post-COVID, everybody saw, quick boom. 21, 22, when COVID happened. 22, 23 was a boom for most people, and chemical businesses definitely saw a boom, right?
Right.
So they were doing well. So the first thing, the top line was growing. we said forget the top line, let us look at the volume. So top line is a function of your raw material. Raw material but घट गया तो price घटता है. Raw material बढ़ गया तो price घटता है. तो it is linear. So let us not look at it. Let us look at your volume. We looked at their volume in 22-23. It was 5,050 tons. 5050, right? 23-24. 4020. तो 1000 टन घट गए. So that is when the call came and said, sir, क्या कर सकते हैं हम लोग, क्या कर सकते हैं? So we did all this analysis. So what has changed? Nothing has changed, right? जो लोग टीम में थे 5050 में वही है 4020 में. तो क्या करेंगे? There's nothing. Then we looked at the sales processes, sales methodology, fundamentally which kind of customers you're working with, what kind of customers you're focusing on, what customers, how many customers left you, how many customers were working with you, how many customers are working with you now. So entire understanding. So we fundamentally changed the sales processes, sales methodology, sales review systems, everything. And then we suggested to the owner saying that, sir, can we put an incentive scheme? So he said, हाँ कर सकते हैं, कोई problem नहीं. Because we have always found this very unique about MSME owners, which is whenever they see that there is an opportunity to reward the employee, they're more than happy to do it. Because constantly I hear this, sir, वही कमा के दे रहा है ना, तो उसको देने को क्या problem है मेरे को? You know, it's a very generous and way of looking at things. You know, many times as professionals we sort of control, but owners are more than happy to say, यार ठीक है ना सर, वो 10 रुपया कमा के देता है मेरे को, उसमें 2 रुपया लेके जाएगा ना, बहुत अच्छा ही है. I'm very happy about it. So we said we'll look at an incentive. So they said fine. So we looked at an incentive plan, put in a methodology. Our team was there to sales review, everything we put in. So I'm not getting into the detail. 24-25, 4020 became 60-50. तो 2000 टन बढ़ गया. So then in the end of in the first week of April, we said, you know, we used to have these quarterly conferences and also weekly meetings and all that stuff. So we said we'll have an annual conference, and this time we had done our preparation. The preparation was that we should do 25-26, we should do 7,770 tons. Yeah, between the owner and us, this. But then we suggested to the owner, sir, let us see what our sales people are coming prepared with. हम लोग उसको एक methodology दे देते हैं, एक structure दे देते हैं, एक format देते हैं, उनको fill करने दीजिए, let us see. And then let them come and present. Same sales people. The sales team's presentation was 8,020 tons. मतलब वो हमसे ज्यादा सोच रहे थे. 250 टन तो हमसे ज्यादा सोच रहे थे. श्वेता, आप नहीं बिलीव करोगे, आज तारीख 9th, which is Tuesday, we had the monthly sales review. There is a good chance that they will cross 8,000 tons.
Oh wow.
अच्छा, इसमें 4,020 to 6,050 में the owner spent an incentive of 2.45 lakhs. 8,000 tons में his expense will be something like 3.15 lakhs. Right? एक भी sales का बंदा नहीं बढ़ा. वही लोग हैं. Sales have gone from 4,000 to about 8,000 in 2 years' time. So it is actually unclogging, understanding the customer, understanding the product profile, understanding the people's capabilities, and then working with them and helping them. So it's possible in every industry. The only question that we should ask is, what is the problem? Where is the bottleneck? And the owner is so clogged. हर दिन का ऑपरेशन में इधर प्लांट का प्रॉब्लम है, परचेस का इश्यू है, एचआर का कोई इश्यू है, ये आया वो आया, गवर्नमेंट का कोई ऑफिसर है, सीए है, ही इज क्लॉग्ड. वी आर नॉट. We looked at it slightly differently and got it. But the key,
and at times as an MSME owner, you are not able to question कि this is wrong because this has been working from a very long time. तो आपको लगता है ये सही तो है, इसमें क्या difference है? But an external guide or a coach can actually look at it कि why this is not exactly right. Perfect.
Oh, that's precisely what happens even to top batters, no?
हाँ.
रन मारते रहता है, suddenly उसका रन आता नहीं है. So then somebody goes and says, "Boss, your left grip is wrong. Your left grip is facing something else. It's facing the point. It should not face the point." तो एक चीज कह रहा चेंज किया तो लास्ट तक 4 सेंचुरी मारा था, अभी नहीं मार रहा है, तो क्या करेंगे?
So true. And like you just at the start, before we started, you had mentioned Sachin Tendulkar, such a big batsman, but he still needs a coach.
Yeah, Ramakant is not a better batsman, but he's a better coach.
Yes,
Yeah. So
that's a key example, right?
yeah.
So we've just got one question from a viewer. What are the key pillars of sustainable growth for eMSME beyond short-term profitability?
Oh yes. The first pillar in any case is top line. Are you focused on? See, this is one I think conundrum that we always face. Such MSME owner by and large that we meet are all technocrats
Hmm.
or very good engineers or science people or whatever it is. They have chemistry people, lot of technical people. एक और प्रॉब्लम आता है उनमें. The more technical they are, the better their product. One. But they also believe that customer सामने से आके मांग के जाएगा, मेरे को मेहनत करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Nothing is farther than truth. आपका
Hmm.
प्रोडक्ट टॉप क्लास हो सकता है सर, लेकिन जब तक आप ये मेहनत नहीं करेंगे कि आई हैव टू गो आउट एंड सेल, they don't you don't grow.
Hmm.
You don't have to be a star salesman, but the fact that you can explain your technical product better to somebody, people don't make that effort to go out and sell. They always think मैं सेल्समैन नहीं हूं, मैं एक श्वेता करके एक स्टार को मैं पकड़ूंगा, वो बेच के आएगी मेरे लिए. ऐसा नहीं होता है. होता है, but I must enable you and I must be willing to go out and make sales calls. If you
Right.
don't sell, your product is not going to be accepted or you will stagnate. आपके वो 10 कस्टमर्स हैं, वो आपके पास आते हैं, 11वां कस्टमर के आपके बारे में मालूम नहीं है तो वो नहीं आता है. So many times it has come to us and saying, customer has just 3 products. So we requested one customer कि सर आप जाके कस्टमर को मिलो तो सही. नहीं यार, 11 साल से तो धंधा चल रहा है, कस्टमर तो सामने से आ ही रहे हैं, क्या जरूरत है. बोला सर मैं बोल रहा हूँ इसलिए जाके आइए, चलो मेरी बात रखने के लिए जाइए. आफ्टर 1 वीक ही केम बैक टू मी एंड से सर आपका जो बात था वो सही है. कस्टमर्स वर डिलाइटेड सेइंग अरे आप खुद आ गए, बैठिए चाय पीजिए, ये कीजिए वो कीजिए, खाना तो खा के जाना पड़ेगा, बिल्कुल नहीं हम छोड़ेंगे नहीं ऐसा. देन ड्यूरिंग द कोर्स ऑफ द डिस्कशन, अच्छा आप ये भी बना सकते हैं, अच्छा आप ये भी करते हैं, अच्छा आपका प्रोडक्ट में ये भी है. Oh, I didn't know that you can make it. मैं इसके लिए एक अच्छा वेंडर ढूंढ रहा था. आप suddenly 1 product to 4 products. Where did that come from? Only because you took time to get out and meet the customer. And why don't you meet the customer? Not because you don't like, but because you always say, ऑफिस से निकल नहीं पाता हूँ, कुर्सी से हट नहीं पाता हूँ, मैं एक बार आ गया इससे बाद मेरे पास इतना काम है सर, मैं कस्टमर को सर कस्टमर के लिए मिलने के लिए आपके पास टाइम नहीं तो क्या और काम है आपके पास, बताइए मेरे. How are you going to grow the business?
Right, right.
Right?
That's great. So we have got too many more questions. I'll pick up those. Before that, over the financial planning and access to capital, we had a couple of questions. Key funding instruments. What funding instruments MSMEs can consider for at the different growth stage?
Usually at the start, they always go for friends and family.
Yes.
Now, debt capital is available. The fact is that it is not as easily available as it should be available. That is something that one is. So there are enough studies which says that there is a huge funding gap between what is available and what is required. Various numbers. So somebody says 3 lakh crores, somebody says 2 lakh crores. Whatever it is, the amount is huge, right? So I'm not getting it. So debt capital is a problem. Banks are willing to fund, but many times the balance sheets are not done well, right? They are not submitted on time. They don't have the kind of clarity. Sometimes the ratios are off. Banker देखता है, बोलता नहीं सर इसको हाथ में लगा सकते हैं, because he is also bound by RBI regulations, so they don't do it. There are CGTSME is there. During COVID, ECGLS was there. A lot of those things are there, but fundamentally you must be in a position to say, take the capital and see how you can deploy it well. So debt is available. Today, Treads is a great platform. You can discount your bills. You discount your bills, cash flow starts coming faster, internal accruals. Last week, I was reading a report. In calendar year 24, 244 MSMEs have gone public and they have raised 11,000 crores.
Mm-hmm.
This was something that 11,000 crores, right? This was an avenue that was not available.
Right.
So good businesses will get capital. It's a struggle in many cases. I fully acknowledge. And in couple of banking seminars that one was there, panels I was there. So one banker told me, sir, MSME ना हमारे इसमें थोड़ा हाई रिस्क में आता है. मैं बोला सर आप मेरे को एक चीज बताइए. MSME के पास एक ही बिजनेस है. वो हर दिन उठ के वहीं पे जाता है, हर दिन वहीं से आता है. इफ यू टेक अवे द बिजनेस आउट ऑफ हिम, नाइदर ही हैज इनकम नॉट डज ही हैव एन आइडेंटिटी. दोनों खत्म हो गया. सो व्हाई डू यू थिंक ही इज अ रिस्क? हाउ कैन ही बी अ रिस्क? 100% invested in the business. It's not that he has got 15 businesses and then therefore he is trying to ऐसा पैसा घुमा रहा है. नहीं कर रहा है ना, एक ही धंधा है. तो why do you think he is a risk? You explain to me. Then the discussion in ऐसा regulation, मैं बोला ठीक है, वो discussion पे मैं नहीं आता. But fundamentally, if you say MSME is a risk, you tell me whether he is a risk or a businessman who has got 20 businesses is a risk. I mean, it beats me. Somebody has to have a very, logical answer to that question, saying the guy who is willing to get up from Bandra and go to Ambernath every day and then come back and run the business, एक ही business है, क्यों risk है वो? So you
आई
have
गेस खुद को कंप्लाइंट नहीं रखता है आज के टाइम पे, वो सबसे बड़ा रिस्क बैंक्स को लगता है.
It is not compliant. For example, in one of the clients that we worked with, entire debt was with NBFCs and 14.5%, 15%, 16%. When he could have done something more smart, gone to the CA, restructured the balance sheet, gone to a good bank and got money, we could have done that. So that is another problem. One is they don't do selling. The other thing is technocrats usually believe that, वो CA ने बोला था हमको साइन करने को, हमने साइन कर दिया. सर ज्यादा तो मेरे को फाइनेंस समझ में नहीं आता है. That's not acceptable. You have, you don't know, you don't need to know what is journal entry, वो कहाँ से पोस्ट होता है, ये क्या है, ledger क्या है, trial balance क्या है. But basics of finance and what is impacting my business and what should I do and what should I not do as far as finance is concerned is something you have to learn. You cannot outsource that to a CA. I have got nothing against the CAs. So CAs are very good friends. But nobody sits with the CA and says, sir, मेरा 3 साल का बैलेंस शीट आपने पढ़ा है, P&L आपने बनाया है, मेरे को बताइए ना कहाँ पे स्ट्रेस है, क्या लग रहा है आपको. आप 10 और कंपनी में जाते हैं तो बताइए ना कहाँ प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है. वेयर कैन आई गेट फंड्स, व्हाट कैन आई डू, हाउ डू आई स्केल. तो सीए ऑल्सो इज आके वो कंप्लायंस करके निकल जाते हैं. सर आप इसमें आरओसी का फाइलिंग हो जाएगा, ये हो जाएगा, ये हो जाएगा, सितंबर 30 का हो जाएगा, आपका पर्सनल इनकम टैक्स हो गया, वाइफ का, तो आई एम ऑल्सो डन, आपका फीस हो गया, मेरा फीस हो गया, जय हिंद. वर्क. You have to spend some time to understand the numbers and where the stress is. If you are compliant, if you are ensuring that everything is as per the right types of books, funding may not be a problem. Today there are also small finance banks, there are MSME focused banks, MSME focused branches. In fact, a lot of times, even in industry associations, we get calls from banks saying that, can you please tell us, can you please suggest some good clients, some good MSMEs whom we can fund. It's not that they are also having enough funds to fund an MSME priority sector. Available, money is available. It's just that the structure is not appropriate.
Right.
Yeah.
So just to add on this, what mistakes should MSMEs avoid when they're seeking investments or loans?
Investments from outside?
Investments from outside, funding investment, or from family friends to add up or more investment or to add more loans.
फैमिली फ्रेंड्स तो ऐसे भी दे देंगे ना.
हाँ.
भाई तुम्हारा बिजनेस चाहिए, हमने बिजनेस चाहिए, तो फैमिली फ्रेंड्स इज कंफर्ट लेवल. That is not risk capital. The question is, are you willing to take funds from outside? So for example, I don't know your business and I look at your business and I look at your financials and I'm willing to put risk capital. And I'll say, Shweta, give me 25% equity or give me 10%, whatever it is. Let us value your business. So there are two types, all of us know this, there are financial investors and there are strategic investors.
Right.
Why don't people go and take this kind of money? There is always this fear of loss of control. Saying that, अरे अभी तक तो मैं अपना जंगल का मैं राजा, मैं कुछ भी कर सकता हूँ. But now somebody else will come and ask you questions. Many times that vulnerability helps. Somebody sitting next to you and asking you questions. Somebody who puts money is also expecting return on capital. So he or she will push you to make business more efficient, cut out waste, focus on, better businesses, growth. Choice of that partner is important. मतलब alignment होना चाहिए, आपके cultural values में he or she should not interfere. All those things are there. But if you find a good partner, it is always, I keep asking this question. Do you want a 100% equity in a 10 crore valued business, or do you want a 50% equity in a 200 crore value business? So that is easy. That math is easy. Question is, are you willing to cede control, become more professionalized, focus on, growing the business strategically? Strategic partner brings in a lot of value. You must be willing to take somebody and ask him to sit next to you and say, boss. It is almost like getting a side driver, saying, वो भी बोलेगा ना, सर अरे सामने देखो ना यार, मिरर में क्यों देख रहे हो, पीछे देखो, आगे देखो, इधर से गाड़ी आ रही है, उधर से गाड़ी आ रही है. If you are able to take that in a positive way, there is growth available.
So next question, somewhere we just spoke about how we should control the expenses to control the bottom line, and the lean team works without impacting the efficiency. So there's this question, what is the right time to expand a team? Is it before demand increases or after the operational challenges arise?
So when the operation challenges arise, you realize, see, the question is, do you have I keep asking this to all owners, अगले साल का आपका business का plan क्या है? कितना करने वाले हैं आप? Usually I don't have an answer. पिछले साल किया था, इसले साल का business plan है क्या आपके पास? नहीं है. Suddenly, orders start coming in or customers start expanding, and then you realize, oh, my operations has gone for a toss. One thing that MSMEs usually are very, very wary about is, quality. Qualityness hilna chahiye. That is something that they are all very fastidious about. हमारा नाम सर quality से बना हुआ है, which is right. You are there because there is quality. And I keep asking this question. You can keep saying that, I am the best quality. You go to Burj Khalifa top and then keep saying we are quality, 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 quality. उसका कोई मतलब नहीं है. Is a customer telling you that it is quality? Is he willing to pay? Is he willing to come back to you for the same product? Then your product is quality. If your customer has accepted your product and you consistently meet that quality, then your quality product. So most customers, most MSME owners are very, very touchy about the fact that they are very good quality, very quality consciousness people. But when suddenly the sales increases, they don't know where it is coming from. क्यों आ रहा है, कैसे आ रहा है, कहाँ से आ रहा है? So it is always better to keep understanding where the business is growing and stocking people accordingly. It is not, you can't have random people. For example, if you're in an engineering business, you need to have, some ITIs to do the manufacturing. You need to have a design engineer, maybe you need to have a quality engineer, you need to have a maintenance person. अब हमारा प्रोडक्शन वाला कभी-कभी मेंटेनेंस कर लेता है, works when you are small, but suddenly machine turn हो जाता है, then there is a problem. So when you know that the sales is growing, you have to be in parallel. Many times you may grow the sales, but it will not sustain. Then you start suddenly saying, अरे हमने आदमी ऐड कर दिया, अभी उसको निकाल नहीं सकते हैं. So please, if you need 5 people, take 3. Work with them. Improve the efficiency of the entire system. For all you know, you have already more people than you require. Evaluate. Your efficiencies are lower. Can you squeeze a little more efficiency from people? Day before yesterday, I was at a client, right? They make containers. अपना easiest to explain is अपना निविया का कंटेनर होता है ना,
हाँ,
ब्लू कलर का जैसा वैसा बना,
या लोशन वाला, yes,
metal
container.
So there is a machine where somebody feeds the machine and somebody has to take it out, and there is a time lag between this and this. There are 2 people, 2 ladies working. So I asked the owner, why are there 2 ladies? Why can't 1 person? यहाँ से feeding का time और receive time में 40 seconds का difference है. 30 seconds में तो you can cover 2 feet ना. तो बोला नहीं सर, ऐसा तो सोचा नहीं हमने. I didn't think about it. So already you are paying 1 extra person. Look at every part of the operation. Do you need so many people? Are these people, can they be deployed better? At no stage have we ever recommended removing people, except in case of integrity. मतलब चोरी किया पता चला, तो फिर उसको मत रखिए, क्योंकि वो तालाब खराब करेगा. बट if you are able to figure out a methodology to optimize your existing team, that's the best.
ट्रू. सिमिलर लाइंस पे अभी जैसे आपने टच किया कि ये क्वालिटी को कंट्रोल हम भूल जाते हैं जब हम टीम बढ़ जाती है, सेल्स बढ़ जाता है. फास्ट ग्रोथ के चक्कर में क्वालिटी और कस्टमर एक्सपीरियंस कैसे बैलेंस रख सकते हैं? सो वन ऑफ आवर व्यूअर हैज आस्क्ड दिस.
Customer experience is a function of quality.
हम्म.
आप क्वालिटी कॉम्प्रोमाइज करके कस्टमर एक्सपीरियंस नहीं दे सकते, बिकॉज योर कस्टमर ऑफ 15 years सडनली विल कॉल यू अप एंड से केम जो भाई क्वालिटी में क्या प्रॉब्लम है, पहले जैसा आपका क्वालिटी आता नहीं है, रिजेक्ट आता है, क्या होता है, कस्टमर फर्स्ट फीडबैक दे देगा, वो किसी का नहीं. कस्टमर आपका रिलेशनशिप है, आपका घर पे आके चाय पिएगा, आपके बेटी की शादी में आएगा, वो सब ठीक है, बट इन द क्वालिटी फेल्स, दैट गाय विल टेल यू in no uncertain terms that your quality has started failing. Your internal rejects team will tell you, are you tracking your internal rejects and reworks? If you're tracking rejects and reworks, you will know that the number has gone up beyond. If you're getting it from the vendor parts आके आपके मशीनिंग आप असेंबली में आ रहा है, you will know vendor quality. At no point in time can you compromise on quality. You cannot say I will grow at the expense of quality. You are growing because of your quality. The question is, do you have good internal systems to maintain quality as you grow? Is your internal documentation correct? Is your vendor qualification correct? Is your vendor evaluation correct? Is your RM quality check is correct? Is your in-process quality is checked? Your FG quality checking is right? Your pre-dispatch quality is right? Every system, if it is right, then your quality will continue to grow. I mean, it is impossible to say that, my quality घटेगा लेकिन मेरा धंधा बढ़ेगा. ऐसा होता ही नहीं ना. They are not contradictory. You have to maintain quality. You have no choice if you have to grow.
So there's no way that you can balance it out. You just have to ensure you control.
David Ogilvy, the father of advertising, said that, the customer is not stupid. She's your wife. I mean, will your wife take a shoddy product from नहीं अपना भाई का ही दुकान है, नहीं करेगी ना वो तो.
I agree to that. नहीं करेंगे.
Yes, नहीं करेगी ना.
Yes, yes.
Customer is not stupid. She's your wife.
Yeah.
So
आजकल के बज़वर्ड, yes, बज़वर्ड में कस्टमर सर्विस, ये सारी चीजें तो होती है. सबसे ज्यादा बस इज अबाउट टेक्नोलॉजी. From past few years, if the tech is not adopted in your MSME, matlab you have not looked for a future growth. That's how things have been perceived. So as per you, how can MSME adopt technology even if with limited budget? Because technology usually comes with high budget.
No, that's a myth. Manufacturing technology is, we have seen, I'll give an example. We have a customer who's in large capital equipment. They used to be mechanical equipments, then slowly they became electronic. Now it is almost fully electronic, right? A part of your budget has to go for technology upgradation within the business. You have to keep that money. It is almost like, when my daughter is born, she's in KG, but I know someday she'll go to college, right? So I will put some money away and say, itna paisa to main rakhunga technology ke liye. As I said, MSME owners are technocrats by and large, so they know where the technology is growing. Today, with people like eMSME, there are subsidies for technology upgradation. We can help that, but internal accruals will help you to get better and better technology on the production side. Many times people also ask on the operation side, when they talk about technology, they're talking about IT technology. Should I have IT as an enabler? AI तो बहुत दूर है मैडम. तो सत्या नडेला भी आजकल इंडिया में घूम रहे हैं, वो कुछ क्या बात कर रहे हैं उनको भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, हमको भी नहीं समझ में आ रहा है क्या बोल रहे हैं के बारे में. So essentially he is saying that nobody knows, we are all trying to figure out. Yeah, but essentially is this: in many MSMEs, there is a lot of data. Contrary to what most people believe, there is a lot of data, humongous amount of data, but it is not available in a good form, which is why the owner is not able to take good decisions. जैसे मैंने अपने ओपनिंग रिमार्क बताया था, people choose to keep it down because the data अपने हाथ से निकल जाता है. कम रहता है तो मैं विजुअली वो क्या है, ही कम्स एट 8:30 रोज अराउंड द प्लांट, उसको सब दिखता है, अरे इसका माल क्या हो गया, हमने माल पूछा है, इसका माल जा रहा है क्या, उसका क्या हो रहा है, अरे ये तू आदमी आज कम क्यों आया, 10 आदमी था ना, आज 9 आदमी आया। एवरीथिंग इज विजुअल एंड द डेटा इज स्पीकिंग, इंट्यूशन वर्क्स।
Yes.
When 10 customers becomes 50 customers, this intuition grows out because you cannot visually see it. पहला एक गाले में करते थे, आज 6 गाले में काम कर रहे हैं, 6 गाला राउंड में नहीं मार सकता है वो, खत्म हो गया।
Hmm.
So people say, we should have IT. In a lot of organizations, people grow, uh, try to do a lot of technology, saying that हमारे पास process नहीं सर, तो हम लोग technology ले लेते हैं.
Hmm.
Today there are, very economical options like Zoho available. Excel sheets are available. Google sheets are available. We can do it. Some people go across and get a little aggressive and say हम लोग SAP डाल देंगे, SAP
Hmm.
ईमान लगा देंगे, 40 लाख रुपया खर्चा करके कर देंगे, उसके पीछे सर्वर के पीछे 30-40 लाख रुपया घुमा दे. So they spend a lot of money, but it doesn't work. The simple reason is the team is not tuned towards data. Today our biggest problem in MSME is this utility called WhatsApp.
Hmm.
हर एक ओनर के पास 10 व्हाट्सएप के ग्रुप हैं विद इन द कंपनी. एक क्वालिटी ग्रुप अलग है, एक मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ग्रुप अलग है, एक मेंटेनेंस ग्रुप अलग है, कस्टमर ग्रुप अलग है, फाइनेंस ग्रुप अलग है, ऐसा अलग अलग ग्रुप है, अलग अलग ग्रुप है, और एक कंपनी का बड़ा ग्रुप है, फिर ओनर्स के बीच में का एक ग्रुप है. सो लॉट ऑफ ग्रुप्स, ऑल डेटा स्टार्ट्स कमिंग. टुडे दे आल्सो एनकरेज कस्टमर्स टू सेंड पीओ बाय व्हाट्सएप.
WhatsApp.
एलआर भी चले जाता है माल का. सो लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स आर हैपनिंग बिकॉज इट हैज enabled speed. But the question is, there is no data that can be taken out. मैं अगर उनको पूछूंगा सर 18 तारीख को कौन सा ऑर्डर आया था, आपको मालूम है क्या, तो फिर ऐसा वो there is no data available. So simple tools can be used, an Excel sheet can be used, a Google sheet can be used, some customized software is available that can be used. But fundamental to all IT enablement is a good process. So unless you write a good process and a good SOP, don't put IT into it. IT is not substitute to bad process.
Right. So I come by the IT background. I completely vouch for this. People come and say, कुछ develop करके दे दो. Sir, कुछ define नहीं होगा तो कुछ develop नहीं होगा.
No, it's a very, very valid point you're saying, and this is a fight with most MSMEs at some point in time. वो बोला नहीं यार, वो IT वाले को तो हमारा प्रोसेस ही समझ में, बोला IT वाले को प्रोसेस समझ में नहीं आएगा सर,
नहीं समझ सकता.
बिकॉज ही और शी कम्स फ्रॉम अ टेक बैकग्राउंड. उसको आप बोलो मेरा राइट से लेफ्ट जाना है, तो ही विल राइट अ प्रोग्राम टू गो फ्रॉम राइट टू लेफ्ट. वो बोला नहीं, कभी कभी हमारा राइट से लेफ्ट भी जाता है, राइट से आगे भी जाता है. वो बोला वो तो आपने बताया नहीं था. बोला नहीं, वो तो आपको समझना चाहिए. बोला नहीं, मेरे को नहीं समझ में आएगा. आई एम नॉट अ प्रोसेस पर्सन, आई एम एन IT पर्सन. तो बोला नहीं, हमारा वो वेंडर ही गलत है. बोला नहीं सर, दैट इज रॉन्ग.
That's
Get a
wrong.
person to write the process well and then hand it over to the IT person. They will develop well. तो ये fight हमेशा
ये रहता है fight. Yeah, it's a learning process.
yeah, absolutely.
Those who just learn it fast, they get the delivery faster. Simple.
Absolutely.
Actually, the next question was this. आपने cover भी कर लिया कि how important is data-driven decision making. You have completely summed it up. कि it is very important. You have
Absolutely
to start
critical.
today to get the benefit after years or 2 years later when you have all that data available with you in a proper formatted manner.
Extremely critical. Extremely. And I keep saying this. It's not that the data is not available. It is just not available in a consumable form. For
Structured.
example, structured नहीं है. तो for example, if I were to ask, अरे आपका इसमें rejection rate कितना है, वो बोला 3-4% होगा. अरे 3 और 4 में क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है? 3 और 4 में कितना है फर्क है सर? आपके स्टोर में कितने नॉन मूविंग स्टॉक हैं? होंगे कुछ. I'll tell you one customer. We did work with a customer who is into medical equipment trading, and turnover was stagnating. 25 crores, 24.85, 26.12, 25.85, खत्म. तो देन बोला सर हमारा तो आप कुछ करिए. सो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन वी आस्क्ड हिम वाज, सर आपके पास कितने कस्टमर्स हैं 3-4 साल में? आपके पास लास्ट 3 इयर्स में कितने कस्टमर्स हैं आपके पास? तो बोले बहुत कस्टमर्स हैं सर. बोले सर बहुत नहीं है, बहुत इज नॉट अ नंबर. यू हैव टू टेल मी हाउ मेनी कस्टमर्स आर देयर. तो देन वो तो हमको मालूम नहीं. बोला ठीक है, we figured out that in the last 4 years, he has served 527 customers. If you don't know that there are 527 customers who have come and bought 1 rupee or 1 lakh rupee, that could be different. But
Yeah.
527 customers have walked into your door and bought some product and paid you. ये डेटा अगर आपके पास होगा तो आप कुछ कर सकते हैं. और ये डेटा कहां पर है आपका? कुछ नहीं, आपके टैली में. आपके टैली में ये डेटा, बट किसी ने देखा नहीं. बहुत कस्टमर इज नॉट एन आंसर ना. इफ यू हैव दिस 527, your sales strategy changes. If you say बहुत customer है, you don't know what you're doing.
Your engagement, re-engagement, cross-selling, there are a lot of opportunities that you're missing. Yes.
That's precisely what we did with that customer. Yes. But I'm saying, अगर 527 का नंबर ओनर के पास नहीं है तो किसके पास है? किसी के पास नहीं है.
Yeah. So while we are on technology, just a question has been posted. Because when we move towards technology and a lot of data gets stored, this one information security risk comes up. So what is the information security risk for implementing the technology and how can we control this?
There are a lot of tools today available to ensure information security, whether you put it on cloud or you put it on premises. There is enough and more, technology available. I don't think I should be telling you, you are a technology person, but we have an
I would just like to add to that only if you are saying it is a risk, first you have to define what the risk is. What is the level of the risk? Which particular data for you is actually risk? For some, the customer data is a risk. For some, it might not be. There could be cases and businesses where it is not. So your own definition will give you the direction of how you want to control that information, how you want to keep the secure, and the access level is defined completely based on the business requirement. So once you start defining your assets, your data, and the risk associated with that, you will have your answer.
Absolutely.
That's for Mr. Aditya. I hope that answers your question.
Plus, just to add to what you said, there are different levels of security available.
Yes.
Enterprise level security is available. So there's enough work that has happened. Data by and large is safe. Nothing to worry about it.
Yes. Yeah. There was one more interesting question I had seen over here by Mr. Aman. Just a moment, I'll read it out. What upcoming sustainability regulations should MSMEs prepare for?
Today, the top 1,000 companies under the BRSR, Board's Responsibility and Sustainability Regulation, which is their top 1,000 companies, they are all moving towards scope 3, which is the vendor has to be sustainable. So first I should be sustainable, then my energy source should be sustainable. Now my vendor should be sustainable. Many MSMEs have missed this bus. They have not realized how critical this is, right? Because if you go to an L&T, they will ask you 100 questions on sustainability. आपका power कहाँ से आ रहा है, आपके लोग कहाँ से आ रहे हैं, ये क्या हो रहा है, वो क्या हो रहा है. Many MSMEs have not taken this as seriously as they should. If you are supplying to a top 1,000 company, you have no choice but to comply on sustainability because their board has to report to the SEBI and to ROC. Right. So please talk to your customer. If he's a large customer, if he's a Reliance, if he's an L&T, if he's a Bharat Forge, talk to them and say, audit my system, tell me whether I'm compliant or not. And they'll be more than happy to do it because they are bound to do it. If you are a significant supplier to those kind of companies, they will push you to sustainability. So you have no choice. Now, many times, and this is a private fight that can keep happening, which is sustainability is a cost. And is that cost, given are you able to build that cost into the price? Many times, no. Because you have to be sustainable and also lower cost. That's a combination so then you have no choice but to bring down your internal costs by making it more efficient.
Yeah, the direct costs. Yeah,
you have to become sustainable. You have no choice but to become. Regardless of what President Donald Trump is saying about sustainability is a hoax and all that stuff, it is here to stay. At least India takes it very, very seriously.
So as you're suggesting, don't wait for the regulations. Regulate yourself to become more sustainable.
Work with your customer. They will be more than happy to work with you. To say, no, I want to become more compliant. Can you help me? There is enough literature available. There are enough and more consultants available. But most importantly, go to your customer. If he's a large customer and if you're a significant supplier to them, tell them, please audit my system. Tell me whether I'm compliant. Tell me what I need to do. They'll be more than happy to do it. A Siemens does it, an L&T does it, and Mahindra and Mahindra does it. So they have some fantastic internal systems. It will benefit. It is almost like ISO 9000 once upon a time, you know. Everybody said, अरे बहुत cost होता है. But cost होने के बाद तो फिर आपका system भी अच्छा हुआ है. That brought in efficiency.
Right. There are a couple of questions that have come around market expansion. Now we are talking about growth, so definitely the market expansion is one of the angle that people look into. And this one question: what should be go-to-market strategy of MSMEs entering the new markets?
Okay.
I guess I should club this with another question because you'll be able to answer it together. Is what low-cost marketing channels give the best ROI for MSMEs?
So I'll answer both the questions in slightly different way. Today we have 6.5 crore MSMEs, right? Registered. Unregistered 7.3 crores, right?
Yes.
How many of them are exporting? 1,75,000. That's all. The world is a huge market. Many SMEs are not exporting enough. They are not exploring the export markets. They are not going and finding out new markets, right? There is a huge opportunity for our product. Standard क्या बोलते हैं सब? अरे सर पहले तो अफ्रीका चले जाते हैं. अफ्रीका में मनी रिस्क है, करेंसी रिस्क है. There is issue, but there are so many countries near us. There is a Bangladesh, there is a Sri Lanka, there is, you know, Southeast Asia. A lot of countries are available. Our MSMEs must, today most of them are very comfortable giving it to an exporter or selling it to a large company which is exporting, right? You must explore international markets, and there are industry events, there are, you know, trade shows in domestically, internationally. I'll give you an example. One of our customer who makes capital equipment, कोई सामने से घूम घाम के उनके पास आया बाहर से तो एक्सपोर्ट हुआ, अदरवाइज नो एक्सपोर्ट्स. We pushed them to attend one exhibition in Germany. They got 3 customers, one from USA, one from Italy, and one from Germany. Huge amount of, you know, order capability. One, number 2, they are willing to transfer technology. So his internal systems have started going better. His quality systems have started going better. All because they attended one trade show. These are available. So low cost marketing, one of course is digital. Digital has become fairly low cost. But there is no substitute to going out, being there in the market. You know, there will be industry trade shows for every business in every country. China has got it. Dubai has got it. Gulf. Dubai usually has Dubai, Abu Dhabi has got for Gulf. You have China, you have Southeast Asia, you have South America, you have Europe. Everybody has got this, you know, trade shows. Participate. Most people think it's a very high cost. नहीं, बराबर है. आपका 5 लाख रुपया घुस जाएगा. But one order of, you know, 50-20 lakh rupees will up, you know, change the dynamics. But most importantly, you'll go and tell people that I am available in India. I am available. This is my product catalog. The moment you start meeting customers, they have much better, rather than, you know, sending them videos and brochures and things like that. It doesn't work. After you are there in face to face in 4-5, then digital sort of takes next level of, you know, it builds on your face to face.
Got it. So just going and physically meeting people through the trade shows is much more better. And that gives you a better social media reach or digital platforms as well.
Visibility also. You can display your product. You can show them your product. You can show videos of your other products and so on and so forth. It's very important.
Right. So there's one question: how can MSMEs balance short-term cash flow needs with long-term strategic investments?
Sir, short term eats long term for breakfast every day. आपका बिजनेस नहीं है तो अब लॉन्ग टर्म क्या करेंगे? First is short term. And why is a short term cash flow problem? Only because of one thing. Your debtor list is beautiful on your balance sheet, but it is not showing on your bank. आपका जो we ask this question, sir, आपका जो outstanding है उसका aging list है क्या? नहीं है। 90 दिन से ज्यादा किसको उधार दिया आपने? है वो लिस्ट? नहीं है। नहीं होता है ना। इफ यू आर नॉट कलेक्टिंग मनी, वेयर इज द कैश फ्लो?
Right.
लेकिन many people do not have a system to collect, and many people are little afraid to ask for money. अरे श्वेता, my money is due for the last, या आपका ड्यू होता है अगले हफ्ते में, जरा पेमेंट कर दीजिए। आप नहीं करेंगे, फिर मैं 2 दिन के बाद फोन करूंगा, फिर एक ईमेल भेजूंगा, परेशान करूंगा, लेकिन पैसा निकालूंगा। आपका पैसा है। यू आर नॉट, यू शुड नॉट बी वरीड अबाउट द फैक्ट दैट अरे उसको बुरा लगेगा। ठीक है, पैसा तो मेरा है। आई हैव गिवन यू द प्रोडक्ट, आई हैव गिवन यू द सर्विस, देन आई शुड आस्क फॉर मनी। लॉट ऑफ पीपल, आप पूछे मत सर, 18वें दिन में आपका पैसा आ जाएगा। वो ऐसा हरिश्चंद्र के कजिन्स 3-4 हैं दुनिया में, बट सब नहीं है ना ऐसे। यू हैव टू आस्क फॉर मनी। So the short-term cash flow problem is only because people do not follow the credit terms that they have been. Many times it's
Right.
open credit. So पैसा मांगते नहीं है, पैसा आता नहीं है।
Hmm.
Then we go to the bank, working capital loans, that is higher interest, profitability is gone. All because you fail to collect the money that is due to you.
So I guess that answers, Lakshmi, for your question that you can't avoid short-term cash flow needs right now if you want to sustain for the long-term strategic investments.
Internal accrual कहाँ से आएगा?
Hmm.
If you're not collecting today, how will you do internal accrual? बैंक बोलेगा सर 20% मार्जिन मनी आप दीजिए, 80% मैं देता हूँ। 20% कहाँ से आने वाला है? इंटरनल accrual से आएगा ना।
Just going through the questions. If there is something different, just a moment.
Yeah.
I guess kind of we would have covered this, but let's readdress it. Sorry, where did this go? Which business model is more sustainable? Slow growth with consistent profits or rapid growth with uncertain profitability?
What do you think should be the answer for this question? It should be fast growth with high profits. I mean, people don't understand what is fast growth. Okay, let me ask you this question. A large company, right? 10,000 crore की कंपनी है, वो it is, they grow at 4%, 5%, dramatic growth, 10% growth, बहुत dramatic growth. And SME can grow at 100%, no? आपका 8 करोड़ का धंधा है, वो 15 करोड़ क्यों नहीं कर सकते आप? आर यू टेलिंग मी दैट 15 करोड़ का मार्केट में अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं है? It is there. 2008, 2009, when there was, I'm going back into history of one of our clients. They make rubber products, and 98% of the business was, exported. And largest customer was US. So this Lehman Brothers happened, financial crisis, all that global financial crisis and all that stuff. So the sales people said, that, sir, पूरा market down है sir. इस साल का सेल का तो प्रॉब्लम ही होएगा and all that stuff. So they were giving lot of, reasons why sales will not grow. They were a 100 crore business and 98 crores was coming from profits. So we asked the sales guy, सर दुनिया में इसका ये जो प्रोडक्ट आप बनाते हो इसका क्या मार्केट है? ग्लोबल है, यू आर सेलिंग इट टू यूएस, सो यू हैव गॉट टॉप क्वालिटी, कितना मार्केट? बोला सर दिस इज अबाउट $6 billion, राइट? तो लेट अस अज्यूम दैट 6 billion has come down to 3 billion, 50% घट गया। आपका बिजनेस 100 करोड़ है, 100 करोड़ से 120 करोड़ जाएंगे तो 20% ग्रोथ है। तो व्हाई आर यू टॉकिंग अबाउट लेमन ब्रदर्स? कुमार मंगलम बिरला टॉकिंग अबाउट इट, मुकेश भाई टॉकिंग अबाउट इट, आनंद जी इज टॉकिंग अबाउट इट। ठीक है, बराबर है। आपका 100 करोड़ का धंधा है, आप क्यों ग्लोबल फाइनेंशियल क्राइसिस और इकोनॉमिक रिसेशन वगैरह वगैरह बात कर रहे हैं? 100 कैन बिकम 120, यू आर अ 20% ग्रोथ कंपनी। सो क्वेश्चन इज, you have to grow every year. You must grow ahead of the market. You must go ahead of your expenses, and you must ensure profitability. You have no choice if you want to grow. Right. Abhi people typically compare their businesses to, startups. उनका they're all burning money. But somebody's money they are burning, Baba. In your business, it is your money. You can't afford to burn. मैं वीसी हूं, मैंने आपको $2 बिलियन दे दिया, आप उसको जला रहे हैं, ठीक है, वो मेरा बिजनेस मॉडल अलग है। बट आपका तो ब्रिक एंड मोटर
खुद का
बिजनेस है ना,
पैसा है।
ब्रिक एंड मोटर बिजनेस है, आपका पैसा है, आपका फैमिली का पैसा है, आपके फादर का पैसा है, आपके कजिन का पैसा है, चाचा का। हु विल अलाउ यू टू बर्न इट? You can't afford to. So don't compare yourself with the startups of today's and then say वो पैसा जला रहा है और ग्रो कर रहा है, नहीं होगा। वो बैजू भी हो सकता है उसमें। Don't get into it.
True, true. So I guess that answers the question for Mohammed ji. And here this new question posted: how to get financial support with a weak balance sheet?
First thing you should do is make the weak balance sheet strong balance sheet. But I don't understand what she meant, what he or she meant, which is what is mean by weak balance sheet. Is the weak balance sheet saying that you need
So this
overhang
is
of debt?
posted from Agri AMS Group. If you could just add a little bit detail about this question.
No, so maybe there is a debt overhang. They have taken
हाँ.
more debt. So there is an interest component that is going, or they have taken debt from, unsecured sources. So unsecured loan they have taken. So that is higher interest in any case. Question is, why did you take this interest? Now, if they are agri company and if they are giving agri inputs, so they have a long cycle, right? खरीफ का पैसा रबी के शुरुआत में आता है, रबी का पैसा खरीफ के शुरू में आता है. So they have a long cycle. Usually in those businesses, the margin supports the long cycle, right? But 6 महीने के बाद पैसा नहीं आया तो फिर तो प्रॉब्लम है. So if you are giving chemicals, if you are giving fertilizers, if you are giving seeds, if you are giving nutrition, whatever those products, if your खरीफ का पैसा रबी में नहीं आया तो you are in a problem. You must ensure that जब मार्च को जो दिया था वो सितंबर तक पैसा आना चाहिए. And you also need to build that there will be some level of bad debts in the system. कोई ना कुछ तो होने वाला है एग्रो बिजनेस में. So you must ensure that whatever your collectible is collected and you have minimum bad debts.
So what they are saying is not about the debt. It is more about they planned a good amount of sales to keep their top line good, but they have not been able to achieve, let's say. So then in this case, the balance sheet again becomes weak. Like you said, top line is very important. So then how can they get a good financial
So the
support?
question is, why is the product not selling? Or why are they not able to increase their top line? Is the product good? Is the product quality good? Do they have the right kind of customers? Do they have the right kind of marketing communication? Do they have the X number of salespeople that need to be there in the field? What is it that they are not doing? That will not come out of financing. That will come out of your own efforts. Oh, thoda करके कीजिए. Maybe you are not working on the right markets. So then there is a problem. You have to figure out where the problem is. It's a marketing problem. It is not a finance problem. Don't color it with a finance problem. Marketing and a strategy problem, maybe. Or maybe a product quality problem. I don't know.
So they're saying that the buyers are not getting good response. That is their current condition. I would suggest this is a very specific case. And post the session, we will be actually giving you a opportunity to connect to Srini directly over a call or a Teams call kind of a setup. Sir will be happy to guide you further,
Yeah.
and then let's see how he can be your strategic or a coach for further. But yes, the initial conversation can be set up, so that way you will be able to get more details. So we'll
More than-
arrange that for you. Yes.
Yeah.
So so I guess it's still not completely answered, but let's park it for a next session. Okay. So if there is more question, audience, please keep posting. While there are a couple of questions that we still have over here. So there is this one question we wanted to end up with, but before that, I remember one of our viewer had posted a nice question and kept it over the end. Let me just scroll it down from the question list. Okay, I am not able to find it, but it was around, let's say, if you want to give any 3 key activities or inputs for the next 12-month period for any kind of an MSME that they should focus on for the sustainable growth or a profitable growth that they're looking for? What three such activities could you tell?
First, focus on sales.
Okay.
Do your sales. Number two, look at your internal costs.
Hmm.
And this is our experience. Usually, MSMEs do not go wrong on the direct costs. आपका रॉ मटेरियल कॉस्ट यूजुअली अंडर कंट्रोल रहता है बिकॉज यू नो व्हाट इज अ मार्केट मार्केट में
Right.
प्लास्टिक 70 रुपए में बिकता है आप 68 में खरीदेंगे या 72 में खरीदेंगे 75 में नहीं खरीदेंगे आप अनलेस देयर इज अ क्राइसिस अदरवाइज यू विल नॉट डू इट
Hmm.
स्टील 280 रुपए है आप 270 में खरीदेंगे 270 में किसी 285 में जाएगा उससे ज्यादा नहीं जाता है कंट्रोल में रहता है your raw material cost packaging material costs are by and large under control by and large your manufacturing costs will be under control your direct costs your energy costs water costs one cost that can go off in the direct cost is your overtime
Hmm.
people usually make a mistake in the overtime because what can take 8 hours they will take 12 hours तो 4 घंटे का ऐसे ही overtime चला गया which has got built into the cost so that is one area they must focus the second is internal rejects and rework if you are a manufacturing company a reject is a total loss प्रोडक्ट पूरा बन के लास्ट में क्यूसी वाला बोलता है कि सर ये तो उसको खत्म इसको बेकार
Hmm.
है ये स्क्रैप है इसको कुछ नहीं कर सकते सर्टेन इंडस्ट्रीज इट कैन बी रिसाइकल्ड इन मेनी इंडस्ट्रीज इट कैन नॉट बी रिसाइकल्ड तो ऐसा वो स्क्रैप में चले जाता है सो दैट्स अ लॉस रीवर्क इज your manufacturing has got 8 steps you have gone to 4 steps you have gone back again to step number 2 come back again then so this again lot of expenses so
50% effort is lost.
therefore you must keep a hawk eye on that
Hmm.
the third most important area that you must look at is your staff cost. I'm not saying reduce staff. Please check, do you have more staff than required? Many times लोग बोलते हैं अरे बहुत काम हो गया तो एक अकाउंटेंट को एक और असिस्टेंट दे दो स्टोर्स वाले को एक और असिस्टेंट दे दो सेल्स वाले को सेल्स में जाता है उसको रिपोर्ट बनाने के लिए एक असिस्टेंट दे दो so these are not things that you should have these are not
Hmm.
luxuries that an MSME should have a hawk eye on your costs as the economy starts growing and things like that please keep a track on your collections many times you miss your collections and your internal system starts going for a toss आपका cash flow हिल जाता है if you are buying plastic steel you are buying from large organizations वो लोग तो बोलते हैं पहला तुम पैसा दो फिर लाइन में आके खड़ा हो जाओ your customer has to pay you on time कस्टमर तो अच्छा आदमी है उसको पैसा मांगेंगे तो बुरा लगेगा सर नहीं तो आपके बिजनेस के साथ बुरा होगा please ensure that your collection is on time
Right, right. And that's the lean thing when you said, yeah, we also kind of adhere to this, that if you do not have a skill in the person rather than upskilling, we think let's get a person with the right skill set. Focus on upskilling and a better lean management than just adding more people with different skill set.
the today what has also happened is a lot of people who have reached a particular level in large organizations right
Hmm.
now they are not able to grow for whatever reason organization है restructuring हो गया है मेरा डिवीजन उड़ गया है इंटरनेशनली उन लोगों ने बोला कि हम लोग इंडिया बंद कर रहे हैं या he says my boss is 5 years elder to me and he's got another 10 years of career तो मेरे को तो नंबर 1 बनने का चांस नहीं है so there are a lot of people who are looking at MSMEs too as a viable career option and why I'm telling you this because we are part of the selection process in many organizations so we see a lot of talent available who are willing to work at an MSME please check if your organization can absorb that kind of a talent is your organization ready for that kind of a talent if it is they will make a dramatic difference in the way you operate and the way you scale
Right, perfect. I guess the questions from the viewers are now almost covered, and we've come quite to the end of the session. And I would really request if you could end this with one golden rule for sustainable MSME growth that we can summarize from this entire session.
okay
Then what would that be?
MSMEs are very critical for the economy for the country if you're talking Vikasit Bharat we have to have Vikasit MSME without that it is not possible right 30% of India's GDP is dependent on them 40% of India's exports is through them Today,
Right.
MSMEs employ 12 crore people. 2030, they are expected to employ 17 crore people. And the beauty is, most of them are unskilled or semi-skilled who come to MSMEs, because top skilled guy will go to the large organization. वो फार्म हैंड से निकलता है ना, उसके पास नौकरी नहीं तो वो हेल्पर बनता है. हेल्पर कहाँ बनता है? एमएसएमई में बनता है. वो लार्ज कंपनी में तो बनता नहीं है. एमएसएमईज ट्रेन देम टू मेक देम बेटर. राइट. yesterday I visited a tool room. मैं बोला सर ये क्या है, आईटीआई है क्या? वो बोला नहीं सर ये 4th पास है, बट इज मैनेजिंग द टूल रूम. राइट. Because that is the amount of training that he may not understand the engineering behind it, he may not understand, but
Yes.
sheer experience, he has learned what it is to be learned. Right. Who gave him that job? 4th पास को नौकरी किसने दिया? उस बंदे ने दिया ना नौकरी. So
MSME.
extremely important that MSMEs grow in the country. So MSMEs must make that extra effort to stay in the game, up the game, and grow. Because if they are not growing, they are declining. COVID में number of MSMEs closed down only because they were not ready for a disruption. और disruption आने वाला है. We don't know. COVID was one disruption. Today tariffs is another disruption. Tomorrow I don't know what is going to come. Are we ready for it? A small company does not have an option. Like I said earlier, एक ही धंधा है मेरे पास. सवेरे उठ के मैं भिवंडी जाता हूँ, शाम को भिवंडी से वापस आता हूँ. उतना ही काम है मेरा. वो धंधा बंद हो गया तो खत्म हो गया. I have no option. Right? So it is extremely important to keep them happy. It is extremely important to ensure that they are successful. At a policy level, there is enough and more work to be done. We keep meeting policy, the ministries and the policy people, and keep giving our inputs. Some of those inputs find place. Some of those inputs do not find place. For example, the PMIS scheme, right? Prime Minister Internship Scheme. We want to provide 10 crore jobs. उसमें MSME नहीं है. It is in large organizations. So we have shouted hoarse, say boss MSME को इन्वॉल्व करो ना आप. 10 crore option, 10 crore jobs तो कल मिल जाएंगे. If you recruit, if you allow MSMEs to be part of PMIS. तो policy level में बहुत काम करना है. Not disputing that, but with available work, available source, start looking at how can you grow faster than the market, sustaining the business. One standard thing, people come to me and saying, sir, मेरा business तो अच्छा है, लेकिन मेरा लड़का इसमें आने को नहीं चाहिए. He wants to work in large banks. उसने MBA कर लिया, अभी US चला गया, अभी वापस नहीं आना है. क्यों आएगा सर? Is your business attractive enough for your son to say, this is a business I want to take and rush and scale it? If it is scalable, your child will like to come. Many times it is run in a very closed manner, so they are saying ये काम मेरे को नहीं करना है. But if you make it scalable, if you keep the business in a good shape, 2nd generation, 3rd generation, 4th generation, everybody will come. So keep it attractive for your 2nd gen, 3rd gen to come and work in that business. They'll be more than happy to do it.
Right.
That's my sort of one line request, I would say.
And in a way, it's
very,
good
very
request that your MSME to realize how important they are for
absolutely.
India's growth. The
Absolutely.
first step is that if once they realize, they will work towards it. And ICC, eMSME, we have been set up just to be able to be your guiding star, to be able to help you. So yes, thank you. Thank you, Srini. This was a wonderful session, very
Thank you.
insightful. I'm sure each one of the attendees would have picked at least one learning that they can implement in their next planning, next strategy building. But still, if guys, if you any one of you want to connect with Srini sir post this session, we will be sharing the details over the email in the post webinar email, along with the recording of this session, which will be also loaded on YouTube. So if you want to go revisit it again, you can definitely do that. And yes, we'll help you connect with Srini sir post session. Thank you very much. And thank you, ICC, for getting this coordinated.
Such a pleasure. Such a pleasure. And thank everybody who was in the audience. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for the questions and to keep it interactive.
Thank you. Have a good day. Have a good weekend.
Good day.
Thank you.